Hi, have you been thinking about buying property in Montana? Just a little spread in order to build a house on? Well, you're going to want to watch this video. We are going to cover bare land sales and price points in the Bitterroot Valley. We're going to take a look at Florence, Stevensville, Victor, Corvallis, and Hamilton. So we're going to look at those parcels, about what they might cost. And if you're planning on buying property in the Bitterroot Valley in the next 3 months, 3 years, you want to watch this video. I'm Craig Siphers, and I work with my third-generation realtor daughter, Erica, Siphers Family Real Estate. Our family's been helping folks move into Montana and around the state since 1966. We work at Exit Realty Bitterroot Valley in Hamilton, Montana, and all the information you need in order to get a hold of us is in the description below. We'd love to be a resource for you, so let's go out today and take a look at vacant land in the Bitterroot Valley. Now we are still in Ravalli County, and this is a far north subdivision that's brand spanking new called Aspen Ridge. And in here you can find about 2 to almost 4 acre lots that are currently for sale. The road system infrastructure has not been put in yet. These lots are running anywhere from the mid 200s up to the lower 300s. And again, great views of the Bitterroot range. And out here, you'll see when they do a subdivision, they have to do what's called water monitoring. And it starts in March and runs through August of most years. And I say most years because if there's low snowpack, they won't certify those water monitoring, because they're going to have wells and septics out here. So they want to know that the water level is not going to impede effective septic systems. So this is Aspen Ridge outside of Florence, just east on Upper Woodchuck Road. Now we're traveling on Jenne Lane and in the Gunshy Ridge subdivision. And now we're going to climb up here and go on to Molly Joanne. And these homes have been built over the last 10 years or so. Beautiful views of the Bitterroot Mountains, as you can see. And so this is getting to be a more established neighborhood, but there are lots up here for sale, and you're going to be paying $250,000 plus for a 2+ acre lot. Good sized lots, really nice homes in the area. And then you've got a well being drilled right here. And I would expect this well will be, 160 plus square, or 160 plus feet. There's one up here that's 160 feet and 6+ gallons per minute. Remember, it's $75 a foot to drill a well. But as we climb up here, we're going to go on to Heaven's Way, and then we're going to take a left onto Sand Hill Loop. And the geology changes quite dramatically here. And when we get into Sand Hill Loop subdivision area, these are beautiful homes as well. Most of these early ones were structurally insulated panels, extremely well insulated. Now these lots are, from 1 acre, 1.7 acres. They've gone for as little as $85,000 for a 1 acre lot. You can probably buy a 1.7 acre lot now right around $200,000. And one of the differences is that the wells here are quite a bit deeper. In fact, there's a well in Sand Hill Loop that is over 600 feet. Static water level is at 300, so that's a very expensive well. So you have the offset in the price of the real estate. Our next subdivision is White Cloud Ranch, again just northeast of Florence. But this is Missoula County, and you can see we came from a paved road. Now we're on to a dirt road again in Missoula County. Taxes are a little more here. 14 plus acre lot that sold for just over $210,000. There were lots in this area with beautiful views, 20 acre lots that sold for as little as $94,000 pre-pandemic. So things have really gone up. Your wells here are also going to be about 600 foot, but they'll produce over 15 gallons a minute. Now we go to One Horse Estates. One Horse Estates is a relatively new subdivision. I was fortunate enough to be involved in selling all 5 phases of this pre-development before roads and the infrastructure went in. These are on half-acre lots with a community sewer system, but we do have wells on these lots, and these wells are very much different than what we have up on the hill. This is down very near Highway 93 in the valley floor, and these half-acre lots will sell for approximately $200,000. But well depths here are, you can get a great well producing 25 plus gallons per minute that will be drilled to a depth of 50 feet or less. So I personally would probably drill a little bit deeper because of the higher density here. But remember, this has got a community sewer system, so you're not going to have your impact on wells from sanitation like you would if you had septic systems. So that can be something to keep in mind. So again, this is One Horse. This is just south on Highway 93 from Florence, Montana. Here we are at Ambrose Estates, and these lots are between 1 and 2 acres, and they're going to cost you roughly $160,000 to $200,000. You're going to have your well and septic here. Wells are not terribly deep, but they can go over 200 feet. Some might in this area in the northeast part of Stevensville may approach 300 in various areas. So it's something to be aware of. And of course, then, as I mentioned, you also have to be on septic. So let's just take a quick drive through here. There are a few lots left here in Ambrose Estates, and your lots here are going to be 1+ acres, 1.5, again about 200,000. Now, essentially, we're here in Victor proper town. This is 3 Eagles Drive. It is in the unincorporated town of Victor, and it is. It's got a couple of little lots in here that are 1/4 acre lots. It is part of the Victor Sewer District, and it's next to some agricultural ground, as you can see, with really beautiful west side views. And these parcels have sold, but they would be going in the neighborhood of $90,000 to $100,000 for property, something like this. And there are a number of lots that come up in Victor from time to time. Lots of times they'll have manufactured homes on them, and you'll see those throughout Victor, and you can check that out in our Victor video. So let's go up on the west side and check that out in Victor. This is the Middle Bear Creek area, which is just south and west of Victor. Kind of comes up on a little rise here. You can see absolutely gorgeous views of the Bitterroot Valley. And this area in Pleasant View, just before we drop onto Middle Bear Creek, is some of the most coveted property in the Bitterroot Valley. In fact, just as we turn left here, we're going to drop down, and you're going to be able to see this panoramic view. And there was a parcel recently out here, a 50-acre parcel that sold for just under $1.9 million for a 50-acre piece of ground. Again, unprecedented views. You can see we've got a little smoke haze in the valley here. Wells are not terribly deep. In fact, wells in Victor are probably less than 50 feet. Now, once we get out of town, we're going to have deeper wells than 45 feet. A lot of the ones in Victor are hand dug. This year, we're very dry. We're going to see Middle Bear Creek here. You can see it's almost dewatered completely. We only had about 63 to 65% snowpack in the Bitterroots. But this area in Victor is got an incredible aquifer. We have about 4,000 feet of glacial fill in this area, and that has been impacted by about 13,000 years ago, something called Glacial Lake Missoula. So imagine this area all being underwater, and a lot of that water got trapped in this glacial fill. Beautiful fields out here. Gorgeous views of the Bitterroot Mountains, as you can see. We've got scattered ponderosa pine, very coveted area in the Victor West side. So we'd like to get your opinion. Leave us a comment below and tell us what you think of this area west of Victor. There are very few small parcels out here. They tend to be larger, just very much like that 50-acre one I was telling you about. But leave us a comment, and if you're curious about anything else in the Bitterroot Valley for land, reach out to us. All the information is in the description below, and we'd love to be a resource for you in finding your spot in the Bitterroot. Now, just south of Victor along Highway 93 and across Highway 93 at Bear Creek, we move on to what's called Tucker Crossing. Now, there is no longer a bridge here. There used to be a bridge connecting the east side to the west side at Tucker Crossing. And this is an interesting property. It borders Highway 93 to the west and the river to the east. It is in 2 parcels. It is listed at, I believe we're at 675. It is extremely unique. It does have approval for a 2-bedroom home that would sit on the banks of the river, and our possibilities here are quite extraordinary because you do have the bench land, which has the highway frontage. It does go all the way across the river here. It's just really special, and it borders the Tucker fishing access. We're now just north and east of Corvallis, up in an area called Mountain View Orchards. And these tracts are orchard tracts, and these tracts will sell in the mid 400s for a 10-acre orchard tract. There is currently just up the road a absolutely beautiful 4+ acre parcel that is listed, I believe, at about $430,000. It's got some of the most incredible views of the valley. It does have a 5-bedroom septic system on it and a nice producing well that's less than 200 feet. I think it's about 23 gallons per minute. And it would be fairly easy to put in your driveway, and really would be a terrific spot because it's surrounded by larger ranches. So this is the Mountain View Orchard area. Here in the Soft Rock area, we've got a lot of larger parcels, 20-acre parcels. In fact, a 23-acre parcel recently sold in this area for $230,000. The road is gravel, and it is a little bit of a challenge sometimes, and of course wells can be very deep. However, I do personally know of a 90-foot well that was a pretty good sized producer about 4 miles up the road. So you don't know, but generally speaking, you're going to have to be budgeting for 500-600 feet in the soft rock area, and that's why your pricing is so much less than other areas. You're going to almost assuredly have a standard septic system, and you're a little ways from Corvallis here on the east side. accessing the soft rock area do go through state trust land. So there's an area of recreational area down below. Most of the property on soft rock is off-grid property. That means no electricity. Some of the lower part does have some. Our next tract is the Menager development northwest of Hamilton. This is actually called Menager Farm Tract, and this dirt road feeds off of Blodgett View and ends up on Menager Drive, which is this beautiful paved driveway. The homes out here are really nice. This is a beautiful west side location. You can see Blodgett Canyon there in the background, and really just a sweet spot, and you can really tell that this is a very coveted area, and the nicer homes. It's very difficult to find these lots that are available. This particular lot that we see right here was a 3.3 acre lot that some clients of ours bought some time ago, and then they decided to sell. And we sold that lot for just around $230,000. Again, a 3.33. Wells here were at 60 feet. And the production was great at 24 gallons a minute. Really inexpensive to develop with unbelievable east side and valley views. There are occasionally lots for sale in Hamilton proper. This is actually on 6th Street, which is in the original town site of Hamilton. And these are, of course, on Hamilton water and sewer. And once in a while, you'll find infill lots here. Those lots will run you over $100,000 for a quarter acre lot, or perhaps a bit smaller. Some of these homes are built on double lots, and once in a while you'll find infills here and there. And when you do, some of the developers have snapped up some of these lots when they come up for sale, and then they'll build a brand new home. You can see the home there is relatively new. And when we go across one of our main thoroughfares here, we'll see some homes, I believe, that were built by one of our local production builders, and you can see those are relatively new. So these lots do come up, and there are lots outside the city in several subdivisions, and you can see all of those on our Hamilton video. We go through a number of those subdivisions. Most of those subdivisions are built out, but you can see here, although they may not be on the market, there are certain areas that you can see we've got some vacant ground, and there's real value in those. So from time to time, they may come up. You want to get a hold of us so we can keep our eyes peeled. If you're interested in doing some development perhaps, or you're looking for a little lot in town to build perhaps a cottage, we also can help you with properties outside of town, anywhere from the 1 to 2 acres in the various subdivisions that we cover in our Hamilton video, or larger lots for that matter, anywhere in the Bitterroot Valley, all the way from Lolo to Sula. And be sure to check out our various other videos on the Montana Real Estate channel. If you enjoyed this video on vacant land in the Bitterroot Valley, where we went out and looked at various parcel sizes and at various price points, then leave us a comment down below. And if you'd like us to go out and take a look at other areas of western Montana, leave us a comment and we'll try to do that for you. And if you like our content in general on the Montana Real Estate channel, tap that logo down there on the lower right hand side of your screen so that you're notified whenever we come out with a new video on real estate, lifestyle, and culture in western Montana. Till next time, Siphers family, thanks you, and we'll see you on the next video.